When you were taking lessons, what was it like practicing?
What was it like practicing? It was a very solitary endeavor. I'd spend many hours just playing scales and arpeggios, and even when I was playing, I was practicing. That's a big part of practicing, it's just playing. And I was absolutely fascinated with the instrument and the possibilities of it. Spending a long time working on scales, arpeggios, chords, soloing, phrasing, on and on, even writing songs in rhythm. And I spent many hours. I had a teacher, Chris Hadding, that I would take lessons from. I had to become a very diligent student to keep up with the lessons. I also studied a lot of different guitarists. Everyone from Jimi Hendrix, Alvin Lee, to a lot of the jazz guitarists and rock guitarists as well, Yngwie Malmsteen, Joe Satriani. Many times, I would also read guitar magazines and study a particular player. Not so much the exact notes that he played, but his overall approach to guitar. And I would spend a lot of time studying the different types of techniques and gear that they would use to get an overall feel of the guitarist, and this was a great way to learn as well. Some of it then I emulated, as best I could. It still sounded like me though. My collection of guitar magazines, at least one tub full. I actually have several, and as you can see, that's just packed with guitar magazines, all kinds. Different ones, that I've been using over the years. And I used to read these really diligently and study them and study the guitarist and the different things that they would do. Yeah, there's some more. There's just a bunch of them. And what I would do is, they had lessons in there, and they would talk about different gear, and they also had some songs. I never really learned the songs, though, but I really just got an idea of what other guitarists were doing and what they were playing. Here's an older one, much older guitar player magazine that I used to use to study a lot of players' techniques and different gear that they would use, amps and so on. Very much to learn about it. Then I also went back and ordered old guitar player magazines, or if I found one in a music store, I would buy it, if it was a really old one that I hadn't seen before. And I learned about a lot of guitarists that really are pretty much unknown today, but at the time, especially in the 70s and so on, were really the main guitarists. As I got older and a little bit more advanced, the guitar magazines weren't quite as interesting many times. Sometimes they were of interest, but definitely when I was learning and starting out, and any guitar players out there, this is definitely one thing that's worthwhile, and that is to read guitar magazines and study them. There's a lot of information there. Everything from learning about the actual guitar itself, different pickups and things, to learning, about guitar legends, session guitarists, all different kinds of guitarists, and also musical styles. I always found that really fascinating. There's one. So, anyway, this is definitely my collection, and over the years I've amassed a ton of these things. I've kept them around. I'm not sure why. It's always fun to look back over the different ones. But for example, here's one in 1977. It has Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin on the cover, and then John Paul Jones, even Jackson Browne, and so on. And I always found it interesting how over the years, I picked up a lot of things, and also how guitarists back then really weren't very advanced in many ways. A lot of techniques hadn't really been done yet. Sweep picking, for example, and those kinds of things. And going through here, just all different kinds of guitar magazines. Some had song transcriptions and things, but again, I would look through those vaguely, but I wasn't really interested in playing other people's songs. I was more interested in creating my own style and approach to guitar, hopefully. Okay, so there you go. That's one of the tubs of my guitar magazines. I've probably got 3 or 4 of them just packed with guitar magazines I've read over the years.